Good morning. I had 3 minutes a moment ago, and it's overtime. Hello, everyone. Hello, BP, Violetta, Group 66. Hello, Rosita, Romers, Melissa, and
Aggravated Progressive.
I don't have more.
Patty Thompson, Craig Dixon, Singing Tree.
It's so nice to know that
Melissa.
you are here. And thank you, BP,
Rosita.
for your time stamps. The last time it wasn't so hard for me to find it, but sometimes I don't know what they are doing that I can't find them for a while.
Yeah. Anyways, it's an exciting day today, as everyone knows.
Wow, huge day. And my husband was surprised that it's for entertainment only. And he said, how come Giuliani is not in a wheelchair? All those criminals usually are coming on wheelchair.
Well, they go into prison. Yeah. Who was it, Bannon?
No, Bannon, no. It was
kicking his leg all the time, so he had to go to the hospital.
I don't know.
Somebody was doing that.
I'm surprised that Bannon is not.
He's supposed to be sentenced. Oh, but that's from avoiding
Congress.
Yeah, but I think the rest of the case is just being lined up.
But Judge Thompson, he said he's not going to the Supreme Court.
Roberts?
Judge Roberts, not Thompson. I mix two of them together. Judge Roberts, he had invitation to show up for Congress. And he said, no, I'm not coming.
Well, he's above that.
Above, yeah. He feels that everyone in the Supreme Court is above the law. And Cheryl sent me a really interesting video about secrets that Trump has related to the CIA agents. He apparently asked for all the names of those agents when he was still in the office, and now America is losing so many agents, they are killed.
That was, I think, the Tom Hartman show.
Yeah.
And after he lost the election, he wanted to know what agents were where. And they think that he passed it along to both Russia and Mohammed bin Salman. And they warned the agents, but they're losing agents.
Yeah.
I hope they catch him on that too.
Because that's such a criminal thing. And I was always expecting him to be capable of doing those things for money. I said that the suitcase moving under the table in the Oval Office.
Besides asking questions today, please let us know whether you're going to be listening to the debates tonight.
Yeah, that will be interesting because I'm telling Cheryl that people will be listening debate and maybe even Fox News or Twitter.
Yeah, I have no intention of listening to either of them. I'm going to enjoy something. Mm-hmm. They're just going to lie and defend and all the rest of that stuff. I don't have time for that. I'll wait until it gets really serious in March.
And the Vivek, the young Republican that is...
Talking about 9/11? Is that the one?
Thank you so Neptune's...
Neptune Blue 13, thank you for the donation.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It helps. And watch him, because I think he's applying already for vice president if Trump is the winner. He is not fighting for presidency. He is fighting to be the second.
I think a lot of them are.
Yeah, but he is the one who knows how to...
Oh, yeah. You mean they pushed Giuliani out of the way?
Oh, yeah. And, I thought, who is playing without the T-shirt? Like
who's playing what?
Tennis. And he is showing himself playing tennis and no T-shirt. I thought, I was playing I was playing tennis. And I had even fancy underwear with the lace at the back. Fluffy lace.
I wore jeans and shorts.
No, in England it was proper to wear the white short skirt and white blouse, but no one was playing topless, and he was topless.
No, and he wasn't Putin riding a horse.
No, but it was like he knew where the ball will be all the time. It was for someone like me playing.
Anyways, thank you very much for
Thank you.
subscribing, for hitting the bell, and for doing the thumbs up. I mean, all these really help affect the algorithm for Violetta.
And thank you for writing your comments with questions. And whoever wants to participate in the free gift from Janet, and not free because Janet and Tom pay for it, but free reading with me, please watch my video on Saturday morning and write comments on that one, and then find yourself under that video. If you are the winner, you will be posted, because I still don't have
The first one.
I still don't have the answer for the lady.
What was that, Judy Anderson or something?
Something like that.
Anyways, let's get at some questions.
Judy Anderson, I think, was actress. And this was, excuse me, very close name.
To the actress.
Yeah.
But I think it was Judy. Anyways,
Maybe.
we're getting into an argument already. And it's Wednesday, not
So
even
much
Monday.
fun. So much fun.
We mostly laugh. That's what we do.
Tree Hunger is asking, is Trump going to be disqualified from running? Oh, boy. Everyone is, and even my husband is asking the same question. So, please count to 3.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, they will be. Sorry, someone was trying to call me on, so I think they will try to put a lid on him, and he is kind of like a rabbit from the hat, jumping from one place to another. I'm sorry, we have to ignore those phones. The world will be watching, not the full time he will be running. There will be some obstacles, so I don't know if he will be, but he will be still running. And America might be not accepting everything. They want the safety, so they might be afraid of riots if he is disqualified. They might be not afraid, because apparently there was no riots when he wanted them to be. Just one person was walking. So, but it looks like they are putting hat on him, and he's jumping from one place to another. Will be hard.
Suzanne Brown, I'm just making a comment. Perhaps you're on the wrong channel.
Huh?
Anyways,
Okay, can you move out that person?
I can't find that person. I've been looking. But anyways, this is like a blue loving channel.
Mm-hmm.
And
you are wasting your time and our time.
yeah, and you will be blocked.
We have to block you. It's by Patty Thompson. Next.
No.
Not above.
Yeah, Patty Thompson is one of our regulars.
Oh, yes. But I'm saying it's much easier to see the regular ones. Sometimes it's very hard to see the same name that they're supposed to be on.
I don't think it shows everything.
No. Maybe YouTube blockade her already.
No, it says top chats. Anyways, so find yourself another channel, please. And
we don't love your guy over here.
No, we don't. Anyways, a question by Deep Rose. Will Jack Smith freeze Trump's PAC money? He's using it for not what he said he's going to be using it for.
3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
Sorry. I can't even disconnect that one.
Well,
Okay.
Jack Smith frees Trump's
And
PAC
I
money.
see the clove, those cloves that are growing with some lucky clove.
Oh, four-leaf clover?
Yeah, clover. And someone wants to take that and replant in different place. So maybe that will be the case that they will have to move this from one place to another. He don't know what to do. It's cheating going on, but eventually a lot of mess will be, but I don't see him being successful. I'm sorry. He will prove
Who,
that.
Jack Smith?
Yeah, with the he might.
Because they want to make him accountable that he can't use it on all the lawyers and everything.
Lawyers,
It has
but
to be used towards the election.
It will take for so long. So by the time he will be planting in different places, that will be probably a long time. I'm not saying that he will be too successful. He's too busy with other things that are so important.
Mm-hmm. This moves on me. Melissa's asking, hi, everyone. I'm hoping Violetta can answer. If Boston police officer John O'Keefe's murder was a cover-up or did his girlfriend accidentally hit him?
Well, I answered that one.
You did already?
Okay, I said that there was putting, if I remember that correctly, putting handcuff on someone and they put the handcuff in the pocket. So they didn't want to charge her.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they didn't have reason to charge her. So, but that's the answer. We might never know completely. Because the police put the handcuffs in the pocket. So
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah. It's so hard to remember. There's so many thousands of questions. And when I'm in the trance, it's usually book, and getting in, getting out, like a rabbit.
Like a rabbit, yes.
For entertainment only.
Yeah. Martha S. is asking, good morning. Can you please help me understand why a soul is reincarnated multiple times into affluence and in positions of power when it continues to fail to improve itself? Thank you.
Oh boy, it's a really hard question. Because those souls are usually reconnected, like Trump and
Most of his gang are all connected.
They are connected from the past lives, and
Mhm.
they have faster growing abilities than the others. And they are growing in that environment that they can support each other. When you are looking at Giuliani's, he was so successful, so powerful. Why didn't he stop being successful? He went and destroyed everything.
That was written in one of the books that I read.
Yeah.
He loved the power, and so he connected with the mafia.
And it is that they are kind of connected with each other, like mushrooms roots in the forest. That they walk so many kilometers and they pop out when there is a right environment for them.
Mm-hmm.
And they go from century to century. They create the bad things. And I was never impressed with Trump's bad past lives, but I saw them once as an actors playing in the theater together, and they were having a good time, drinking and being free spirits.
But this is a time of, like the Earth plane is of contrast.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you look at Giuliani and Trump and all the rest of them all coming out, the contrast is really, really right in front of our face. We have to, as a civilization, respond to it somehow. And even Putin and President Xi and everything and Kim Jong-un, we have to respond to it somehow. And it's pushing us to be better,
to be better,
to evolve more. But they're great ones because they signed up for this to do that for us. So I thank them for that. They've sure pushed me. I've read so many books.
Well, I never was interested in politics.
Mhm.
Started with that, sure. And I can't even imagine liking Trump. I tried and I thought what people can see in him. I can't see any goodness. And maybe I'm too open-minded, but I can't accept his lies as something good. I can't accept his cheatings as something good. Nothing that what he touches is any good. And he was in the office, everyone was crooked, getting out of the office with bad mark. Well, only Haley was the one who left without, Nikki Haley left without the ink mark on her. Somehow she left on the better terms, but everyone else was slamming doors.
Mm-hmm.
And then people still are in love. Oh, I love you because you're a bad boy. I love you. Entertainment only. I have to put a lid on myself. But that's true. You know, you are looking at those people and think, why do they are so obsessed with Trump?
There's a question here from Nisi Elders, and it's one that Violetta had answered a long, long time ago. Will the unwed young lady that gave birth to Donald Trump's unknown child ever come forth and speak out? I remember your answer from before.
I think I said that the daughter will come up one day. Did I say that?
That the child's a
child.
daughter? I didn't know
Because the mother signed a contract, 3 cards.
Yeah. 1,
I have goosebumps. Yeah.
2, 3.
Mother is afraid, and she went back to somewhere to South America. And the child eventually will learn that she is a child of Trump, and she would like to have some benefits out of it.
If there's anything left.
Well, Queen of Coins, she was growing up thinking that her father is a different guy. And it's not that his mother had any sexual connection, but she had a good life. So she was living in delusion. But one day she will learn and she will be asking for his DNA maybe.
As many have lined up to do that too.
Actually, they should take his DNA now when he is in the
Well,
prison.
they do that, I think, don't they? Because they give him a medical as well.
Good.
Take his picture, or he's
Full
not going to.
checkup on him.
A lot of that stuff is supposed to be done in advance, they said, because they weren't going to have the people at the Fulton County. They weren't going to have them do the search on Trump. They were going to have other people.
But they will take his laces. I don't think he has laces in his shoes anymore, but
He's wearing Velcro.
we all do.
Or slippers.
Yeah.
Melania
Elastic.
Mora Quinn. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that.
Oh, I want to just say hello, Melody Fraser. You are from Aloha, big island in Hawaii. All the best to all of you over there in Hawaii from us.
So Melania is asking, can you please read on Melania Trump? What's her next year looking like?
She is in some panic mood. Well, she learned that there was some apparently program attack on her son, Baron.
Mm-hmm.
And as a mother, she loves him for you. It's not the love for Trump. She loves her son so much. So she is afraid that his life can be in danger. And she will be even more in a panic mood.
2, 3.
She feels like she lost a roof over her head. So she will feel that way. Her roof will be blown up from her head. angel of justice. She's afraid of that because she knows what he will receive, her husband. She's worried about financial. And yes, I said she loves her son and she wants the best for him, as any mother would like to have. So, yeah, she's still a human being who has feelings towards her son. And, we might be angry at our kids sometimes, but we still love them and we are worried about them no matter what. And checking on them. And
Aggravated Progressive is asking, would Christi put a wrestling move on Trump in a debate? I mean, he's not going to be able to do that now, but
I didn't like Christi, but I like what he's doing. Okay. 3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
Arguing to the point that he will be spitting. So he will spit everything. He will take hit on the Santos. He will hit the Vivek, whatever his name, the topless tennis player. That's the way I'm calling him, or the kisser of Trump. He will be taking on all of them and on Trump. He will be the one only who will have some logic behind He will go for security of America, crying over broken relationship. He was friend of Trump, and he will show the stupidity of the ones who are protecting. He will have fun. I don't know if he's fighting for he would like to fight for the presidency. I don't think he has any chances.
Was he put in by money people so that he could cause the disruption to move them away from Trump and to move them away from DeSantis?
Three cards.
1, 2, 3.
I see Eiffel Tower. Eiffel Tower is symbol of. Can you see me? Can you see me? I can see you. Hard job to walk on those steps, but I went to halfway because you can't walk to the top. It was 15 years ago, and I was walking like a young chick. Some money are coming his way, but no, not everything is donated because of the donors. He is doing this because he is enjoying the fight. He was not popular. Now he's getting more popular with some people. I'm not saying that all the Republicans are accepting, but it is like Mike Cohen. I hated his guts when he was in CNN protecting Trump.
Yeah.
I didn't like him because I knew he is lying, and eventually we know that he was lying, protecting Trump and making Trump big hero. He did a lot of bad things. He was quite
nasty, yeah.
Yeah, he was very nasty and very... But now he's a completely different person.
Because he felt the wrath of Trump.
And he
Thank you very much, Teresa.
Thank you.
Very much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Teresa. Carol, thank you.
Thank you for your donation.
Thank you.
It is interesting here because there was a comment, and it's very true. Let me see. I have to go back here.
I like those people. Melissa, Greg Dixon, Violetta, Andrea, and Group 60, Laura. They are just talking with each other.
Now, I Am Spiritual has said something that really is true. And it's about, it's neither in blue or red. It's about the truth.
Yeah.
It's about living in truth and integrity as well as understanding reality. And it truly is. From my point of view, if I was in the United States, I would be blue. I'm already.
Because they are fighting what we will be fighting for.
For democracy. And for people's rights.
And for common sense. That's what it is all about. You don't want to abuse people and tell them you can't do this, you can't do that.
And you lose rights. And only when they lose their right, like all of a sudden they lose their right to vote, then they get angry. Well, get out and vote and make sure that it doesn't happen.
And even with your kids, you are telling them, you can't do this, but you have to explain them. We are looking after your back. You don't want to come back too late in the night, and Dad will go and find you.
Mm-hmm.
And after so many years, one of my sons said, I did like that my friends were afraid that my father can come. It gives me the support that I needed as a young kid to tell, no, I can't do this. Because my father will come and find us that we are smoking marijuana or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they were afraid, and that's good. Sometimes you have to have those rules, and the kids knows which rules are good. And my husband was the bad guy, and I was trying to be the good guy. No, he was he had to keep the discipline with 2 boys.
Now, this question is a little bit different, and it's interesting. Janie T, will Trump share that he doesn't have the mental power to create a Georgia and January 6th coup? That John Eastman, Steve Bannon, Rudy Giuliani were the masterminds of January 6th in Georgia?
Go under the bus. Go under the bus.
That's what I was thinking. Throw them under the bus.
Go under the bus. He is not having any faults for anyone, just for himself. And I will ride the bus over you.
Yep.
That's him. And he is so... We'll see what the cards are saying. If he has the ability to be human towards his friends.
1, 2, 3.
He thinks only about himself, that his grass is greener somewhere else. He wants the security. And we will know all the secrets eventually, because his friends will be not his friends anymore. And Giuliani is applying that he is bankrupt. And he was flying today with private jet. Who is paying for that? And I'm so bankrupt. I hope he is going to have 200,000, not 100, to have that minimum on him.
Yeah, I think, don't they only have to pay 10% of the whatever's they have to have for their bond thing?
Well, whatever, but he should have.
He was having trouble finding a lawyer.
No,
yeah.
No, he doesn't have a lawyer. I don't think.
No, somebody surfaced to do it just for this one day when he gets.
Oh, just for one day.
Just for one day. He has to find somebody else.
And today he was leaving hotel, and he was still mouthy.
Yeah.
And switching towards his fear, how it happened.
And when I think of, a lot of the stuff that's going on, the Oracle of Whimsy, if you ever watch her, she had on Sunday.
I didn't have time yet, but
yeah,
I have to watch.
I was telling you about that. It's a really good one on the last Sunday that she talked about where the money comes from and how the elite, they don't believe anybody else is up there with them. But it's a really, really good one. And it's on this last Sunday on her channel. So that's Whimsy. Lori Sue Cragen Klempt. It is rumored Barron Trump is on the spectrum of autism. Anything you detect on this?
I always felt that I'm not going to touch that subject. I know we were talking about this when he was observing on their inauguration.
Yeah.
But, the same is with Elon Musk. Mm-hmm. He is genius on one way, and Trump was saying that his son is genius on computer side. So it's not that he is, but I don't want to go sorry, but I think you are correct. But that's your opinion, and I'm not going to change this. It's a DD.
DDYI?
No, 4141.
Oh, 41. DD 4141. She wrote this question up. She wanted an answer. Is Jenny Thomas guilty of crimes? Will she be held accountable?
have to learn my handwriting.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you have a problem with yours.
Oh, we write it out really quick.
3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. I see boxers, a big thing for boxing.
The ring,
Now the
boxing bag.
back. It's a huge one, the big one, not the small one that they have put. It's a huge one. And she is standing behind the boxing bag, and someone is hitting. And she's trying to hold to the bag from the other side. She's getting some shots, not enough to put her out of control, to
knock her over.
knock her over. Because her husband loves her. She is reunited with her family. Eventually, she will have to leave that sweet place and we will know the secrets. So eventually something will hit her, knock her out.
Well, I mean, she was taking money
Of
in
course.
different ways, but also she also paid for that busload of people to come to
To
the
the riot.
to the January 6th.
Yeah.
I think it'll be very true that
And
they use her as the means to pull out.
They have her emails that she was involved, but she has her husband who is protecting him. He is the big bag, the boxing bag that is protecting her. But eventually they both will be probably knocked over. He deserved this so much.
Dee Dee is asking, will Biden get to appoint another Supreme Court judge?
I thought about this when you sent me that about Supreme Court video. I was watching last night and I fell asleep. I'm sorry. Good. Started watching and then I have to turn off the telephone. 3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
Boy, you're not going to like what I'm seeing. Biden is holding the tail between his legs. He will have to get out of that mood of being afraid and act, of being aggressive, but he's like a dog with the tail between legs and letting everything hoping for the better or too submissive. He should be more active. He can. Playing. It's backstabbing him. Eventually, there might be something that he will be more aggressive when he will feel that he is too backstabbed. He can't make any decision. Every decision that he is making is reversed by Supreme Court. He will start making some nominations and maybe he will be successful because he has Senate. He should use that.
But you have Manchin, who's an independent.
Bite him.
I mean,
if he
so it's
is
not quite
acting like a dog, he should bite him.
Do you think things will change with him in how he moves forward after March? Because the big indictments are coming in March, or the big court cases hopefully are coming in March. Fani Willis has put down March 4th as the first one. And
so you think that you're asking if Biden will change?
If Biden will change once Trump starts getting hit and more things come out, because the Georgia one is going to be televised.
Yeah. Today was rally pro Fani
Willis.
Fani Willis. 3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
Talking about the dog, when the dog is ready to attack, it's putting the hair on the back straight. It's a warning. I'm going to attack, so I'm seeing that. He will be educated enough. He will feel like he is a healer. Backstabbing. Well, maybe he will backstab the court. Maybe that will be easy for him to do the backstabbing because he feels that he's all the time backstab himself. So maybe he will get revenge. He will feel like he can heal the country. From 3 to 6, how they can even decide which court cases that they can take it if everything is run by the Republicans in the court.
Is Jack Smith, I mean, he's coordinating with Fani Willis. Is he waiting for her to put Trump in jail overnight or for a couple of days or whatever to whip him into shape? And rather than him doing it, she does it?
That's, he could do it too. He could do it the same thing in every court.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he didn't have the guts to do it.
Well, he's still fighting against Cannon, trying to get her out. 1,
You always have to protect.
2, 3.
They are not communicating enough. Him and Fanny, it's not that they are communicating enough. And he is watching her, but pretending that he's not watching her, what she is doing. So eventually he might take sample from her, but right now he's it's like sneaking and, you want to know what your neighbor is writing on the exam, kind of. So he wants to do that. He's not ready. He will start fighting the new phase. He will start fighting, beginning of new adventure. Oh, the cards are, no, those are 2 cards from Big Arcana. Oh, one more. Yeah, he needs to lean on her. That one came out unexpectedly. So it is that he will start fighting. He will start fighting, new adventure. He will be a star, but he needs her kind of way to be the leader, because he will be leaning on her. It's a tree that someone is leaning on for support. So he would like to, he don't know what to do with Judge Cannon. He is still struggling with that girl.
So here's Earthly Essentials has asked a question, and we'd talked about this on Monday, about you answering it. Have you ever experienced telepathy? What is your best telepathy story you want to share? I would love to hear it, she says.
Okay, I thought that I will do a video special.
Do you want to do a special video on that?
Well, we started. We have to say it. Okay, I was 28. I was coming from work. I was already married, 28, 29 that time. And I was working, and my husband was in the army, so he was not walking me home. Usually when he was at home, he will walk me home, but he was not at home. He was still forced to be in the army for 1 year, half year actually, but that's another story. So I'm coming home by city train. I had a car, but you get only 30 liters per month. So you are saving the liters of gasoline. So I'm driving by city train. And it's very windy. You know that the storm is coming. The leaves are crazy, flying. And before I get out of the city train, I thought that someone is watching me from behind, from a distance. And I look, and I saw a guy looking at me. And I thought, don't want to have any problems. But that's the look that on his face. And I'm walking. I have half kilometers to walk home. And it's main street. You should feel safe, but there is no one on the street. And I'm walking first. The little stores were closed. Photographer and the coffee place I didn't see any reason to go there. And I'm walking. I walked through the villas. That the villas was moved further. I thought, no, he is not going to take chances because the doors are closed. And then I'm walking close to the apartment buildings. And I know he's behind me. I'm walking on the high hills, so I'm not walking too fast. I'm trying to walk as fast as I can. And I thought, no, he could walk by me long time ago. So I'm reading his mind, what his mind is programming. He wants to get advantage of the apartment buildings because they have basement. No one is in the basement because it was about 9 o'clock in the evening. And I feel the energy, I feel the anger that I'm reading what he wants to do. He wants to rape me. And across from the pub that we are going, it's a street, one-way street. There is a path that it's for big trees and the city, the place where you can ride a bike or go with the stroller, walk that way. And then there is a city train going and another street, and across from that is a cinema. So it's about 100 meters that I have to run. I'm not a good runner.
You were also wearing a tight skirt.
I had the skirt because at the office, at the hotel, we had to wear jacket and the short and the narrow skirt, white blouse. And I thought I would take a chance. There is a car coming in front of me. I'm running and before the car. So I stop him until the car will pass him. The guy was pushing the button on a klaxon. I ran through the place where there is those trees and benches for people to sit on. I ran through that one. There is a city train coming and I'm running again under that one. And I made it to the cinema. And my mom was working in that cinema. So the girls knew me. And I said, guy is after me. And there is Mrs. Janeczka, big lady, like me now, maybe even bigger. And she left the place and she said, hide. And she went outside and she said, yes, he's walking, pacing in front of the cinema and swearing. I didn't he was so pumped out with the energy, what he wants to do. I broke that chain and I ran it. And yes, when you feel that something is odd, or sometimes you know that someone is staring at you, you have that alarms. So always let yourself to be aware of the situation and think how you can change the situation for benefits of yours, how you can protect yourself. And run. Well, this situation I ran, but you can scream, you can do other things. Some women have the alarms in the hand, so that will, but don't be afraid to reading someone else's mind. If he will be walking faster than me, I will know that he doesn't want to attack me from the back.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew that there is something weird, and I was right. Is that reading mind? I believe so. I believe you can share your opinions about something like that. I bet so many of you had that moment that you knew what will happen.
Mm-hmm. And that's also our sixth sense and our guides talking to us. And your guides, obviously, were talking to you.
Oh, they were giving me advice what to do.
So, can you read my mind?
You want to go home?
No, that's not where I'm going.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I know that you're very good at reading some people's minds when they come into the store and they're ill intent. You know, they're not the best people to be in your store.
Oh yes.
You have even chased people out of the store and down the block.
Well, once I was talking with my brother on the phone. And I couldn't see the knight. We had knight with huge sword. Mm-hmm. And my husband put the chain around the sword so it wouldn't be easy to fall down or for someone to take it. And I'm talking with my brother. This guy put very quietly the sword and I couldn't see him because it was on that angle that I was not able, because I was behind the counter. And I told my brother, I think he stole the sword, because he left and he was holding the sword. I didn't see him moving out with the sword, because there is short path. For him it was short path, and I'm running and I see the sword, and it was Saturday, full parking of people, and I'm screaming at him, put that sword, screaming. Eventually he did. He put the sword and ran. But people were started looking after him. And my son and my husband came in and they said, he had a sword. Why would you? I knew that he would be afraid. I knew that he would drop the sword. I put the sword down. Instead of drop the sword, I was saying, put the sword down. And it worked.
And one time she told me the story why she wears the rings in the store.
No.
If she ever had to defend herself,
Wow.
she at least has some knuckles there.
That's what people are thinking when they see me. They're asking me, I wouldn't like to be in fight with you. No,
Well, if it works, and it's good.
No, that's kind of silly defense. But you never know what I can hit you.
But if you go in to visit her in the store, she's not going to be reading your mind.
No, I don't.
So don't worry.
People are asking
don't worry
me,
about
what
that.
do you think about me? I'm giving you privacy. I'm not after anyone, and I don't like when the psychics will attack someone. Because once my girlfriend was attacked by psychic, she told her, I see a death walking behind you.
Wow.
And Judy was doing so well for so long, fighting cancer. And when she heard that, she was crying and she lost the ability to fight. She stopped being a fighter. She gave up.
And Willow Breeze has brought to our attention that, let me see here, Prigozhin, Wagner Group.
Oh, you see in Africa?
No, not anymore.
Oh, yesterday they were showing him on news.
Yeah, no, he was in a plane crash.
Oh.
I think it said with 9 others.
Oh, so he didn't fly from the window. He died in the plane crash. Oh, and the other guys too? Wagner
Mercenary.
boss Wagner Prigozhin killed in a plane crash with 9 others, Russian authorities say 19 minutes ago.
Thank you, Willow Breeze, for mentioning that. That kind of brightens our day.
Wow.
They have a replacement,
but
obviously.
I said that he will be flying through the window, but I didn't thought that he will be flying.
Well, he may have flown through the window. I don't know.
Well, maybe that the plane has some windows too. Bye. Well, I'm not sorry for him because, but it was predictable. He let him out of the prison when he had him, and then.
I think he was a little worried
Did I
of doing
said
something to
recently
him.
something about plane crash or nothing? Because I know it was on my mind, but I think I didn't want to.
You knew he was going to die, that he wouldn't be kept around.
No, it was uncomfortable.
And it was interesting watching the news about.
That's you make my day.
Well, Willow, thank you for bringing that, the first one to bring that up. And others commented after. They brought it up and they saw that you had posted it as well. So thank you very much. That kind of brightens our day a little bit for today. So it isn't just the debates tonight as being bad.
It's not that I wish anyone bad, but he was such a bad person that it's better if he is not around.
Mm-hmm. He's going to have an interesting life review. Put on your helmet and your armor.
my protection.
No, for him, for Prigozhin with his life review. I always just say, buckle up.
No, it's good, but it was predictable that that Putin would take care of him.
And we're sorry to hear about Spokane having the fires as well.
And California with that floods and
Texas
nuts,
with Hurricane Harold
hurricanes,
and the Chinese people. I mean, the floodgates were opened to save their
they thought that they will destroy small cities,
small communities and save
instead
the big
of
ones.
big ones.
And they didn't give enough warning.
They didn't give.
So there's, a lot of people who are really having a really rough time right now.
And Hawaii, those people in Hawaii that they lost their lives, so many of them, and they can't even find them because they are powder.
But you did say that they were going to be using DNA. And yesterday it came out, or this morning it came out, that they're asking people to submit DNA so that they can match up some stuff.
Well, you always keep some DNA of the loved ones. Not that I'm expecting anyone will use it, but it's sometimes for grandchildren even to know if. Well, my neighbor in Poland, his son was in accident, and his wife was in sanatorium on that treatment. So he is trying to call her to sanatorium, and he's learning that she is not in sanatorium. She is on the beach with her lover. He was surprised, and they needed to give him blood. He wanted to give him blood, and he was not the father of the baby.
Oh, wow.
He lost, his son survived, but was really badly affected after that because it was motorbike accident with the city train. But he was fighting for his son that was not his son, wife that was not his wife. He felt really, really poorly after that.
But if you raise the child, it's still his son.
He still loved his child. It was not the child's fault, but he felt really.
I've been adopted by so many families as a member of their family, so
no one wants to
it's not all blood.
No one wants to adopt me.
Oh, they'd like to adopt you. I adopt you.
Thank you.
But I'm a grandma to a few people. Anyways, Violetta had wanted to, and we still went long. She'd wanted to end a little bit earlier today.
But not really 52 minutes. I would like to do the prayers for everyone who is in the needy situation, for any support from us, or from people like us, like you guys, that we can send a good energy to help with some invisible powers to finish the dramas that are holding so many people like hostages. The damage in California, damage in Texas right now is not that bad, but it still damages. And in Hawaii, in all over the world, there are people who are suffering, and we want to send them the best energy for people who are feeling vulnerable, who are homeless, who are sick. Please enjoy the bubble of good energy and protection for others.
And one side note, it's not very nice that Hurricane Hillary has hit California and Nevada and Arizona, etc. But the benefit is that weather storm has now made its way up to Canada, and we're getting the rain from Hurricane Hillary, and we really need it. The farmers really need it. So we thank.
And maybe that will help with the fires. We have really dry climate, and summers are very hot in our. People think that we are in
cold.
Canada.
No, we're not.
No. We are in very hot, sweaty place sometimes. Not as hot as you are, but we don't have 100 degrees. But we have.
But lower the Alberta. In southern Alberta, it's a semi-drop or semi-desert. It's hot, but we're in a nice place here.
We are 800 meters above the ground, above the sea level, so we have nice dry climate.
Yeah, but Canada is very, very nice.
So we have to be prepared for really heavy winter this time.
We've got the clothes.
Oh, yes.
We can deal with that. It doesn't last forever.
And we are just running to the car and back.
Yeah, it doesn't last forever.
And it's dry. The buildings are very protective. We have big houses and dry, air.
Yeah, and because of the dryness here, it's not that cold like even on the West Coast by Victoria and Vancouver and everything. It doesn't go right through to your bones.
Because we don't have the moisture.
We don't have the moisture, so we can warm up.
And once we came home from some trip for 2 weeks, we were not at home, and we came and it's winter, even it was September. We put the heating. 15 minutes later, the house is very warm.
Yeah, it's a nice
Yeah,
weather.
it's not that I could explain this.
And no, we don't live in igloos.
No.
And we do have roads.
We have nice roads, very nice roads.
Oh, a quick story about my son. He's an engineer, chemical engineer. But anyways, he was on a conference in the States. And people who knew him, a lot of people from Houston knew him already because their companies were up here and in Calgary. But anyways, he would be invited to other tables because they knew my son's sense of humor. He has a sense of humor like me. It's very dry. And he would be talking there, and he was telling the people, about how grateful he was, that he could see the houses. They're down in streets and everything because he's, lives in an igloo. And then he was talking about about how he was so surprised because they let him get a car to rent because he doesn't have a driver's license. He only operates the sled dogs, the sled dogs and the skidoos. And they just loved him being there. And then he had a filet mignon, and so he calls it filet mignon or something like it. Was a strange name. He says, no, you guys have it all wrong because I'm Canadian. I know this stuff. But he had such a wonderful time, and they took these Houston executives, took him around to all these different tables to have meals because they just loved his sense of humor, and he was making fun of us. And yeah.
And my husband went for 10 days conference in Pennsylvania many years ago. And the instructor is introducing himself. I'm instructor from blah, blah, blah. And he said, but I know we have 2 Canadians. If you will meet someone on the corridor that is saying hi to you, those are the Canadians. It is so true. We are greeting each other.
Mm-hmm.
We are going
in lineup in the store, anything.
Up everywhere. You feel like you have to say hi. My mom was surprised because she asked me, do you notice people? We were walking with the kids through the park and everyone was saying, hello, how are you? And my mom was before in England visiting me, so she learned, how do you do? And she's asking me, do you notice people? I said, no, but we are passing by. Our eyes are crossing, and that's polite. Oh my gosh, she was the first one. How do you do? How do you do? Not how are you? How do you do?
We shorten it hi.
We are usually hi. Oh, hello. Hello is more popular.
We're a very, very friendly society usually.
Yeah, and I came from Poland and I'm waiting for the bus. We had only one car, so I was waiting for the bus on the bus station, and there is a young man standing with me. And in Poland, you can't talk to at that time. I couldn't talk to anyone, especially young, because it's like looking for trouble. So he is standing next to me, and he said, "Hi, how are you?" I said, "Fine," and I turned off my head. And he asked me, "Do you speak English?" I said, "Yes, I do." And again,
very short answer.
Very short answer. And he asked me, "Why are you so unpolite?" I said, "You are unpolite. You are starting talking with me, and that's not polite." And he said, "Honey, you are in Canada. It is polite." I'm not your honey. But it is that the culture. And I was talking to after that with my sister-in-law, and she said, "You are redneck. You don't know the rules." But we had to learn it as we are. And after that, I know that it's nothing wrong with saying hi or hello to people that I'm stuck in the.
Or having a conversation with them.
Yeah, but from the Polish perspective, I was passing a boy every day. He was going this direction. I was going to the school this direction. I wanted to see him in the morning. We were always meeting the same spot. So we were leaving at the same time to meet each other. And we will just do this.
I've been in line up at the cash register where somebody has bought unusual foods that I wouldn't normally buy.
So you
I will start to ask, what are you planning to make with it? And learn something, and lots of times go home and look up a recipe, or they tell me exactly how it is, and I've even written it down. But it's nice to be able to share that information and have an interest in people.
And many years later, we are in the sandbox with our kids, with that young man. Now his father and I'm mother. So we started chatting because our kids were friends, so we were friends.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Oh, I had such a crush on you." I said, "Wow, why you think we were always meeting at the same moment in the same spot?" And he said, "Oh, yes, I was making sure that I would." He said, "Sometimes I was waiting on my gate. When I saw you are coming, I would start walking." So it was not only me. And it's so odd, like the rules in Poland. I will never be allowing myself to meet my husband on a beach, but he knew my girlfriend. His friend knew my girlfriend.
You had to be introduced.
We were politely introduced. Otherwise, we were not meant to see each other. So it was such a coincidence that angels had to work really hard to introduce us. Thank you so much. It was nice to chat with you. And yeah, the different cultures, different rules.
And if you have a chance to come to Red Deer, come on and meet her in the store.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Enjoy. And Beverly is flying to Canada, to Toronto. So I hope you will have a good time.
That's where I thought you lived when I first met you, or before I met you.
No, I was in Montreal. Now I was in Red Deer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
See you. We can't finish.